Hello everyone, this is Jay Spangler over at Empower Abilities, and I want to welcome you to this instructional video on using the Ascend EVV app to log in and create a visit. This is for attendants to use, and this video assumes that you've already gone through the first video on self-registering yourself and creating your account. So to begin with, we're going to open up the Ascend EVV app by selecting it. Then we need to add in the domain name. Now, we'll be sending this to you, but it's quite simple. It is just E:A. And that doesn't have to be capitalized. I just do it because I'm kind of that way. And your first name does not have to, your username does not have to be, it's not case sensitive. So you can use any case you want, and then your password that you created during your self-registration process. Now, if I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to not put in the right password and try it so we can see what message comes up for us. Oh, I didn't even make it long enough. You notice that login isn't done yet, so we'll go ahead and add some more. Now you see I added that extra character, and the login now is white, so that means that I have the length of the password is at least 8 characters long, is what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. And it's going to fail, which we knew it would. And it says login, the username or password is invalid. Please try again. So we'll go ahead and close it. And I'll verify my username, which I know is correct. And then I'll go ahead and try to re-enter the password again. And again, you see that login is lit white. So I'm going to go ahead and press it. And there we go. And now I'm on the home screen, and it says welcome, and it gives me the option to start a new visit. And you'll see here next to it that you have that little underneath there, it says last refresh, and it'll give me the time. This will match the time on the device that I'm on. And then if I need to refresh it, I could push that little circling arrows there off to the right, and it would actually refresh that. You notice that it just went to 3:32 now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit start a visit. And that's going to give me this list here under visit. It's going to give me a list of the consumers that I work for. In this case, I only work for one, this test user does, but if I worked for like 2 or more, each one of my consumers would be listed here, and I would just have to make sure that I select the right one that I'm working for at that time, what visit I'm going to start. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Empower Consumer, and we're going to go ahead and log in, and now I am currently clocked in. So if you look at the very top, it says the visit has started, and then it says complete the documentation for the visit. Now, what they're talking about for the documentation is your tasks, right? The consumer's POC, plan of care. So in this case, this consumer only has 4 different items, but I'm not done yet. I do this at the end of my visit. So let's kind of walk through what the screen is telling us. If you take a look, it says status under that, right underneath the yellow band, and the status says the visit is in progress. And it says the caregiver's name, which is going to be the attendant's name. So it has my test account. Then it has my test consumer, the client, in there. So Empower Test Consumer. And then it tells me what plan of care am I using for this. And it says I'm using the Missouri Consumer Directed Services, which is correct. And then it also, where it says start, you'll see the time my clock in started. So it shows that I started today at 3:32 p.m. And it shows the location is being captured. What that means is that the GPS has captured my location. So now there is actually in the EVV system, the server now has the coordinates for where this clock-in happened. So it's very important that you do this when you're at the consumer's house. And at this point, then you go to where it says end, and you'll see that the clock out is pending documentation and upload. So that basically just means that there's been nothing. I have not done anything I haven't furthered that. And you'll see the duration of my work so far has been a minute. So I really haven't been working that long. One thing to note is that during this time, I can go ahead and when I'm working, I could log out of this system and my visit's still going. It's still taking time up on the server. So now if I go to log back in, it should take me right to that page. And there we go. And it shows the time, the duration of the time I've been working. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is these little green pencils, these little green circles with white pencils in them. This allows you to be able to change the time. But the caveat with this is that you're going to need the signature of the consumer in order to do this. So when you go ahead to alter the time that you've worked, it will actually, you'll go through and you'll actually have to do that. And we'll show that in a different video. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and we are currently clocked in and we're working. So everything is the way it should be. So at this point, that's the end of this video. We've covered everything we need to cover for it. So I hope you found this instructional, and I look forward to creating some more for you so that you can not get lost when you're using this new system of ours.